Hey, what's up guys? Brandon Gentile here, Legacy Group Real Estate Team, Berkshire Hathaway Home Services. We have your December market update, and again, as always, we get a lot of people to ask why we are talking about December when it is January. It's because we finally have the stats. We have all the stats for the entire month behind us, and then we can give you exactly what's going on, and we're gonna jump right into the numbers here. And I apologize, of course, every time it comes about December, January, I usually find myself sick, so I apologize for the voice today. Bear with me, but we're gonna walk through these numbers quickly. That way we can get you in and out and know what you need to know. So, days on market, and again, this is Oakland County. This is Oakland County numbers. We do Macomb County, do Oakland County, do all the different counties around here, but this is one of the biggest counties in the area. So we use this really kind of as a barometer, and it really is the barometer for Metro Detroit. Days on market is the first thing we have here, and days on market, as you can see from 2015, 16, and 17 has decreased. And again, this is just December, so we're looking at December in 2015, December 2016, and then this past December, and it has decreased 9 days. So we're seeing the same pattern we've seen for about a year and a half now, decreasing in all these numbers. Our active homes on market, this is where you can see a big sign as to why it is a seller's market, because we have a 2,000 home drop here, active homes on the market in the last 2 years. So we had a 1,500 home drop in 1 year, a year ago, and then this past year again, almost with a 500 home drop, a little over 500 home drop in just this past year. So in 2 years, you can see why this is such a steep decline and why it is such a seller's market right now. And again, this is a ratio. Months of inventory is MOI. Months of inventory is a ratio that basically gives you what we just explained right here. It gives you a quick ratio as to why the market is looking like it is right now. So 3 months, 2 months, and 2 months. And again, these are rounded. But just so you know, a healthy market really is probably in that 4 to 6 month range, probably a 5-6 month range. So as you can see, we're at 3 months of inventory, 2 months of inventory, 2 months. It really alludes to, obviously, it being a seller's market. And what months of inventory means is that at the rate homes are currently selling, if there were no new homes that came on the market, how long would it take to get rid of every home that is existing on the market right now? And it would take about 3 months or so. 2 years ago, this past December, it would take about 2 months. So new homes in the market, again, we can see new homes in the market is decreasing. That is, again, almost a 500 home drop in the last 2 years. So there are not a ton of new homes coming on the market in December compared to obviously other months in the year. There are still buyers out there. We're going to get to the buyers here in a second. Solds tell you really what the buyer outlook looks like. But new coming on the market, again, less. The inventory is low. Actives in general are low. New homes being listed in December, again, lower than we've normally been seeing. So again, it leads to a seller's market, good time to sell. So we're gonna get to solds in a second. Price per square foot, this gives you a general idea as to what's going on. It doesn't, if you want, obviously, the actual price of your home or an analysis in your home, you got to talk to, obviously a real estate professional or appraiser. But this gives you basically a generalized knowledge of what's going on in your county. So if you're in Oakland County, you know that generally you could take your square footage and multiply it by this number, the average, and you're going to get about what your home would probably be. So, plus or minus, a bit, but it gives you an idea of what to expect when you're putting a home on the market. And again, we've seen a $21 increase in the last 2 years. So again, supply goes down, demand stays the same, or demand goes up, you have an increase in price. So it's just simple supply and demand. Sold, this is what really kind of gauges buyers and buyer demand, because sold is how many properties are actually being sold. So if there were 1 trillion buyers out there, you'd expect all of these homes to be sold. So buyer demand usually doesn't change all too much unless you have something like the Great Recession, a big cataclysmic event. Then it's going to change the buyer outlook. But again, you can see there's not much change here. We had a huge change, 2,000 home change here, active homes, but we didn't have a 2,000 home change in selling, or a 30% drop, 33% drop. We didn't have we had somewhat close, but not too close. So it's percentage-wise over the last 2 years, it wasn't much change this last year, a little bit more of a change this year. So people are hibernating a little bit more than they were last year. But again, this number, if you go back and watch all of our previous market updates, this number doesn't change much at all. Like a lot of these months, usually it'll go down, it'll go up, and they'll go back down again. They'll actually be above or below each other, just depending on what month it is. So this doesn't change it much because it's always a good time because the buyers always need to buy. There's always going to be buyers out there. The population's always increasing. People need to do stuff, especially at tax time. There's just always going to be people that need to do something, or the people just looking and have their eye on the market, and they just want to strike and they want to make a deal. So there's always going to be buyers out there, and this just again, solds is one of those categories where you can kind of gauge the interest and the velocity, I guess, of buying and how many buyers are out there. So I hope this gives you guys a good idea of what's going on in the market. Again, this is Oakland County, and this really it's a general overview, basically, in some regards. Like I said, price per square foot is a general overview for you to get an idea of what you might be looking at. But again, these are the actual numbers for Oakland County. If you live in Oakland County, and if you live in the Metro Detroit area, this is a good barometer because it is the biggest county around here. This is going to be obviously something we continue to keep doing. We've been doing this for I think 2 years, maybe a little over 2 years. So keep looking for these every single month. Subscribe, like our Facebook channel or our YouTube. Subscribe to that, please, if you're getting something out of this or you know someone to get something out of this. Also look for, we're going to be doing Macomb County. So we're going to do Macomb. We're going to do the other market updates for the other counties here. And like I said, we do this every month, along with our insiders reports. Our insiders reports are 30,000 foot view. That's looking at the entire economy as a whole. I do personally a lot of investing in different asset classes, not just real estate. So it's something that I'm really into. And then we get into stuff like that. We get into gold and silver and cryptocurrencies, and we get into all kinds of fun stuff like that. So again, this is Oakland County market updates. So this is the micro view. If you're looking for more of the macro stuff, check out our insiders reports. They'll be on our Facebook channel, or they will be on a playlist on our YouTube channel. So I appreciate you and your time and energy, because that really is more important than anything that we have in existence. So we appreciate that more than anything, and I look forward to seeing you guys very soon.